Peace be with you and welcome to Spiritual Chords. If you are new here, welcome. If you're returning back, welcome back. If you're returning back, that means that I've said something at some point and or another that has resonated with you, and for that I am eternally grateful. If you're new to the platform, listen, my best recommendation is to come in with your own mind's eye, with your own intuition, with your own discernment, okay? You are going to be required to think for yourself as it relates to this reading. I don't feel like I need to give you permission to do that. That is my spiritual disclaimer though. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Come on in, my beautiful soul tribe family. Chime in. How y'all doing? Oh, what's going on? Oh no. Okay, we're gonna leave those cards for another time. Holy Spirit, beautiful divine angels, only of the highest of white light, show me what it is I need to see. And what I need to see right now is that I need to burn some sage because, child, the energy on that card was cutting ties, feeling hopeless. So you could have broke a soul tie with somebody, walked away from somebody that didn't serve your highest good. You said, hell no. Oh, yeah, somebody's upset about that. Okay. Sheesh. Yeah, somebody's really hot about that. Let's get into it. Did y'all see how we almost started a fire? That's what's up. A little fire ain't never hurt nobody. Here. Get you some. Get you some of this good sage, okay? Clear out the energy. Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael. Please work with anything and anybody that's trying to come up against me and the beautiful divine collective. Shout out to the people that bought the sage bundles too, okay? Shout out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see what's going on. Beautiful angels, divine angels. What is it that we need to see? What's going on in divine collective energy? Wishful thinking, second chance, deja vu, and nostalgia. So somebody is flashing back, okay? Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Somebody wants a second chance. Let's just see what is going on. Hold on, y'all. When the sage starts getting real smoky like that, I always say that's for a reason. It's fighting up against some negative energy, maybe. Let's just block it all out, child. Ain't nobody got time. Hold up. I just came from hot yoga. I recommend it, y'all. Hot yoga, sauna yoga, whatever you want to call it. I call it the hot box. You know, where you get into your yoga moves and you get into your deep breathing and you're sweating and the whole room smells like eucalyptus and peppermint and lemon balm, and child, I take my aloe vera plant in there. I get a good facial in. Okay, let's get this going one more time because I feel like we need it. Oh, child, y'all hear the sirens in the background? Yeah, it's a lot going on. Okay, let's just see what's going on. Somebody wants a second chance. I will be using the Kipperish. Shout out to Kevin Johnson Jr., who created the Kipperish, also known as Intuitive Kev. Okay, these were gifted to me. Intuitive Gang, okay, LLC. Let's just see what's going on. Wishful thinking, what's going on? What's the wishful thinking? Deja vu, somebody's in their north node. That's good. That's a good sign, okay? That means that either you're in your north node or somebody is gravitating or meeting you in the north node. North node represents your north star, your purpose, your destiny, what you're here to do. High vibrational energy, high frequency. It is the node that matters. It's the node that everybody wants to get to. North node energy, right? As opposed to the south node, right? Which is usually the shadow. So clarify what's going on here, Holy Spirit. Yeah, self-love. That's nice. I like it. I feel like this is you, Divine Collective. You're in the self-love energy. You look good loving on yourself. It makes you very easy to love. You know, people love people that love themselves, and people that love themselves and love other people that love themselves is a really good combination. It really is. It's a healthy balance, right? Yeah, clarify self-love. Yeah, divinity. I love it. Look at this. Ascended master energy. So this is somebody who's mastered themselves. This is your energy, collective. So somebody could be looking at you, or you are encouraging somebody, inspiring somebody to change. I just heard to go within. Something about going within and listening to your best discernment, intuition. Somebody is doing this because you are an example of this, is what I just heard. Yeah. You got somebody in the background, third-party situation. Third-party situation could be a negative Nancy, a bitter Bonnie, a greedy Gregory, a nasty-ass person. Just somebody in the background. Could be an ex lover, friend, whatever. They're an ex for a reason. That's what I just heard. Third party situation. Yeah, somebody's in the background snitching, trying to get some stitches. Okay. Somebody's upset because you're loving on yourself, or two people are loving on themselves. Wishful thinking. Second chance and deja vu nostalgia. What is that? Work, labor, effort. Somebody's working on themselves. Somebody could be 38 years old. That's a good number. That's a good age. Okay. That's nice. Yeah, third party situation. So somebody's in the background hating because somebody's loving on themselves, but I feel like you're a reflection of self-love. You're an example of that, and somebody's watching you love on yourself, and it's inspiring them to go into their North Node. Why am I feeling that? Because they're wanting a second chance with you, okay? So somebody wants to come in as the best version of themselves, which is really nice. We like that. That's a good thing, okay? Something about the distant future. This could be over the next year or two, whatever, doesn't matter. It's all in divine timing, okay? But something to look forward to is what I just heard. Somebody's looking forward to this energy. What's the deja vu nostalgia, second chance, wishful thinking? Oh, a child. Okay. Child energy. Somebody could be, what's the child energy? What's child energy? Shadow work. Yeah. You got child energy. This is somebody who was very childish. Big karmic masculine energy. This person could have been promiscuous, abusive, something like that. Flying monkey ass energy. Flying monkey ass energy is almost like, you know, getting people, gathering people that you feel you can control, that are going to spread some form of cancerous way of thinking, so that you yourself never have to take accountability, in my opinion, okay? But a karmic masculine, abusive, they're really dealing with their inner child. The number 54 could be significant, okay? Karmic masculine. So somebody's been a karmic masculine by way of being an abused child, okay? This could have something to do with confidence or the lack thereof. And now somebody's watching you go into this self-love energy. You could have distanced yourself from this person. You went into your North Node, divinity. Yeah, this is what I'm intuitively picking up. And then you got the flying monkeys ass energy, okay? So you got people in the background. This also represents the third party sitch. So this could be people in this person's ear that don't like the fact that this person is deciding to grow up and change. That could be family members too. Karmic situation could be family members. I feel like somebody's going to walk away in order to go into this self-love energy, self-love journey in their North Node. This is something that's to come, okay? All right? I feel like this is like family members. Third party sitch, I feel like it's family members that want to keep somebody in like this immature state of thinking. Maybe this person was easy to be controlled type energy. Karmic masculine, they just out here all willy-nilly, child, doing the most. Flying monkeys ass energy, abuse. Somebody went through a lot. They could have witnessed abuse. They could have witnessed a karmic masculine father, something like that. And now somebody's going towards divinity. This is somebody that's tapping into their God-given abilities, going within, not looking for something outside of them to validate who they are. This is interesting, okay? You're coming up as the high priestess, divine feminine energy. This person views you as a healer. They feel like you are the reason for the season. Okay, you're the reason that they feel compelled, okay, to love on themselves. Well, that's good. That's good. Okay, let's just see what's going on. Beautiful divine angels. Yeah, something about family, y'all. Somebody's breaking generational curses. They could be, you know, finally getting it, like realizing that they are a reflection of maybe their father, their mother, and that they don't want to be that anymore. Somebody's trying to unlearn some very toxic tendencies is what I just heard. Damn. Clarify toxic tendencies. Toxic tendencies. It's your soulmate. 4 wands. You could be seeing 1111 on the clock. 111. Divine intervention. This is somebody that I feel like you went into your North Node a lot faster than they did. And maybe it took them a little bit longer. Divine feminine, self-love. You distance yourself from this person. When you did, this person realized just how important you were, in the sense that you came to bring them something more than what they were willing to pay attention to. and or hold themselves accountable to, is what I feel. And that really should be the dynamic of our relationships, right? When you come into a relationship, hopefully somebody's coming in to teach you something good. In this case, I feel like this person was absolutely an assignment. And I feel like whatever you did in this relationship, it's absolutely igniting some type of self-realization, is what I just heard. Yeah, they're realizing something. Yeah. This person also is going through the dark night of the soul. They could be realizing that, yeah, they have to take accountability for some things that they did. This is absolutely the beginning to awakening, in my opinion. When you go through these spiritual journeys, your spiritual awakening, quite literally, okay, you're going to feel compelled to point the finger. I don't recommend that you do that, okay? My mama, my daddy, my brother, my sister, my first lover, the love of my life, it's their fault, blah, blah, blah. When one is really seeking to love themselves, and again, this is just in my opinion, maybe you guys think something else, okay, or you ladies, but I feel like the first step to realization is self-love going within. Because even though those relationships have molded and shaped a lot of these karmic situations by way of how we see life, how we get into these relationships, how we love, you absolutely don't have to stay there. And I feel like when one comes to the realization that they have to take responsibility for their happiness, you then start to look at yourself and what it is that you need to unlearn. And then you offer forgiveness to the people that you could have been holding accountable for far too long for your life. Now, did they impact your life? Absolutely. When you're a child, yeah, your life can heavily be impacted by adults who are really children, honestly, trying to be adults, suffering from their own childhood wounds. I dare you to see your mama and your daddy and all your family as children. It'll become a whole lot easier to forgive them. And so now that somebody's going through their awakening, I feel like this is the self-realization, is being weighed down, taking accountability, no longer playing the blame game, releasing anger, resentment, things of that nature. With the 10 of Wands and the 5 of Cups, somebody's sad, they're grieving, they're definitely in the dark night of the soul. This is a good place to be, okay? Now, let me just be honest, y'all. Everybody don't survive the dark night of the soul. It's a really deep, psychological, debilitating experience sometimes, until you realize, oh, let me get out of this self-imposed imprisonment. But you got divine intervention here, which is amazing. This is like tapping into God within, not looking up here, looking at the sky, looking everywhere else. Okay, great, right? But going within, being silent, being quiet. Yeah, there's power in your silence, I just heard. Yeah, look. And this person could have not wanted to go through this in the past. Maybe they weren't opting for change because they didn't feel like anything was wrong. I feel like this is a family situation, honestly, with child, third-party situation. Even if this is extended family, if somebody has a child's mother, this could be that. But somebody married people like their family. They're in a karmic dynamic. This is somebody, if they didn't heal a mother wound or a father wound, they simply married the same person. They simply had a child. Like, the universe is going to continue to just keep reproducing those issues until you learn it. And so I feel like in the past, somebody didn't want to change, but death, they're willing to go through this change. They know that it's going to be hard because you got to pull back the layers. In this closet, that realization closet, that devastation, realization, taking accountability for your part in life, it's hard. Because when you tell somebody, okay, now listen, you're going to go into the dark night of the soul, you can't blame nobody. They're like, what? But my mother, I know. But my father, I know. But now that you're a full-grown adult, I'm going to need you to be a child again and go back and kind of talk to that person and bring yourself up to current, because now you got work to do. I recommend that you only think about yourself. But I didn't have anybody. Okay, well, go back into your shadows and hold the little boy and hold the little girl and tell them what you wish that the mother would have said. Rewrite your story. That's it. Whatever you need to do in order to make sure that your mind is okay, I highly recommend it. Although we all have free will, you can do what you want. Do what you can. Do what you can. Do what you shall. Do what you shan't. But whatever it is, I hope you choose to go within. And this is what I feel you told this person. Okay, there's some type of communication coming through with the 8 of Wands. Clarify the 8 of Wands. 5 of Pentacles, yeah. Because I feel like this person needed to lose probably one of the most valuable people ever to them, which is you, in order to wake up. Sometimes situations have to be extreme. Sometimes people have to be abandoned in order to get over abandonment. That's what I just heard. Sometimes they need to be alone in order to be alone. Knowing that being alone and lonely are two different things. Don't be isolated for too long, but don't hang out with people for too long. This is where balance is absolutely key. And I feel like somebody's getting away from their family. 6 of Pentacles, equal give and take. So somebody wants to come in and reconcile. Clarify the 4 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, they feel defeated, which is good. These are good energies. You know why? 5 of Swords, feeling defeated means you got to put your sword down and look at yourself. Oh, woe is you. What's the worst that can happen? You now have to hold yourself up. You know, got to think for yourself. Okay, great. Right. Oh, God, no. I got to talk to myself. Yeah, have a conversation with yourself because nobody else is coming. Nobody else is going to go far for you than you. No, not even your lover. Not even your mother. Not even your sister. Not even your brother. Not even your friend. Yeah, let's get into it. So the 10 of Wands is stressful. Sometimes it's difficult facing yourself when you realize that you got some demons that you didn't want to let go of. I just heard being conscious now. Being aware that you were unaware and unconscious can be very devastating. It's like an aha moment, but it's creating a death. Big dark night of the soul energy, 5 of Cups. Okay? Wishful thinking, second chance, deja vu, nostalgia, Queen of Pentacles. You got the 5 of Wands, okay? Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's stable. Whenever I see the Queen of Pentacles towards Virgo Capricorn, I think of an independent woman. I also think of marriage. I think of wife. What's the 5 of Wands? What's the 5 of Wands? Justice. Somebody could be getting a divorce. Damn. Well, you know what? This is not uncommon, okay? It's not. When people go through spiritual awakenings, y'all, sometimes you realize that your decision was based on a karmic situation. You chose somebody based out of karma. And now that you're deciding to change and now that you're deciding to grow, maybe sometimes you feel as though the relationship or the marriage doesn't resonate with you anymore, right? I've seen people married to people, y'all, because of religious reasons. When no, it says in the Bible, I'm like, child, that Bible gonna keep you bound to some shit that you can't get out of. You're gonna look up and your whole life will be gone. Who wants to be tied and bound to somebody that they're not happy with, right? And that's what I feel. I feel like somebody was afraid to go through this awakening. Well, no, everybody in my family needs to stay married. And then they find people to validate these fears. Well, no, don't divorce your wife. Don't divorce your husband. If you listen to everybody and what it is that they want, you will drown out your own intuition and discernment. Now, marriage is a very important institution, which is why it's important to know who you are before you get married. In this case, this is absolutely circumstantial evidence that somebody did not know who they were before they got with somebody. They're coming in as a karmic masculine. So they were karmic going into the marriage, and now they want to change. 9 times out of 10, they attracted somebody that was just a lesson, and that's okay. Some people don't want to be embarrassed by divorce. Well, to each his own. But just as in the 5 of Wands, somebody's like fighting with somebody. Yeah, somebody's fighting with somebody. What this person needs right now is not reconciliation, not with you, okay? I hope that's not a part of their awakening or something that they see as a necessity, because that's a character default. That's a red flag. You need to be with somebody and you going through something right now. No, you need to go through this dark night of the soul and you need to face them inner demons. What's really moving around in you, okay? Somebody could be fighting. Yeah, look, they feel stuck. But at the same time, they're seeing something from a different perspective. Yeah, I just heard since you've been gone type energy. So since you've been gone, loving on yourself, North Node energy, divinity energy, right? It's one thing to want to be in a divine energy. It's another thing to want it, and there's another thing to actively move towards what that looks like, feels like, smells like, and you become it. Self-love, and this is what you're doing. Somebody wanted to be divine. You said, I am divine. There's a difference. These are two different mind states. Yeah, look. So there could have been some type of past betrayals with the Ten of Swords. Okay, so this person is mentally feeling, for lack of better terms, debilitated. Clarify. Ten of Swords. What's going on here? Why are you feeling debilitated? What's going on mentally? Ten of Wands, 10-10. Somebody could be saying 10-10. Yeah, because they got to come to the realization of the parts that they've played, not only in their own life, mostly in their own life, okay, but other people's lives as well. And I feel like whatever this is with justice, this appears to be some type of deliberation, divorce, or something like that. I feel like this relationship is a reflection of a karmic part of them that they don't like so much anymore. The Tower represents an aha moment. It's devastating. It hurts. You cry. You scream. Dark night of the soul is ugly, y'all. It's nasty, ain't it? It's the best place to be. I feel bad for anybody that ain't never gone crazy in the presence of themselves. You don't really know yourself. You ain't faced your demons. Because when and only when, and then and only then, can you see what it is that you need to conquer within you. You ain't gonna see nothing going on outside of you. Not nobody, place, or thing. It ain't the job. It ain't how much you make. It's not your car. It's not her. It's not him. It's you. Listen, this could be devastating. Yeah, I feel bad for people that ain't never gone crazy. Because then you don't really appreciate sanity. You ain't conquered nothing. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so special about that day. Even your emotions gotta let go. You gotta let go of your feelings. What is it called? Compartmentalize your feelings. I'm laughing because really it's about self-love. King of Cups. Once you're aware, you now have to become emotionally responsible for your decisions. Head over heart decisions. Head over heart. Guard your heart with all diligence and good intentions. It's just a recommendation. Clarify what's going on, Holy Spirit. Yeah, this person got to go through the dark night of the soul. Yeah, 8 of Cups. So they got to walk away from some type of false union, I just heard. 8 of Cups. Because they're coming to the realization that they chose whatever this partnership was out of ego, out of pain, out of possibly like, toxic tendencies is what I just heard. Codependencies, okay? Co-creating and codependencies are not two energies that will ever be collaborating at a level where we need them to. I've never seen it happen, okay? Maybe somebody has. I don't know. Okay, it can operate, but it's going to be absolutely diabolical. And who the hell is signing up for diabolical? Who's signing up for devastation? Oh, yes, we'll be together. We'll both be devastated together. Consciously? No, ma'am. No, sir. Listen, 8 of Cups, okay? So they're feeling abandoned by you. But I feel like when you walked away, whoever this person got into a relationship with was the perfect person for them, to be quite honest. Okay? I feel like this person was always afraid to grow for some reason. This could have been, again, religious aspects as it relates to spirituality, tradition, family, you know, what somebody else wants for their life type energy. Yeah, look. And this person was constantly trying to balance out these two personalities, maybe even 3, 4, 5 for every situation. Somebody was being who they needed to be to everybody. But unfortunately, they lost themselves. If they ever knew themselves, somebody's got to go back to the beginning and cater to that inner child. All day, every day. Clarify. Yeah. They're feeling debilitated. They're feeling a little weak. They're feeling a little flimsy. That's good. Healthy. Okay. You'll get through it. You'll survive. Drink a little water. Put a little cucumber in it. And I'm laughing because nobody's exempt from the dark night of the soul. Nobody's exempt from the dark night of the soul. We've all had to go through it. We've all had to face inner demons, inner child issues, relationship issues, why we chose things, unlearning behaviors that we ourselves probably didn't even decide for ourselves. when we were dependent on the adults who were really children, who were really raised by adults, who were really children. Yeah, it always starts with that inner child. So 9 of Cups, okay? This person's watching you in your self-love energy, and I feel like they are inspired by you. With the King of Pentacles, I feel like somebody is saying, let me get my shit together, leave these hoes alone, but they're realizing that they the hoes that they need to leave alone. Somebody's realizing that they're the problem. Yeah, it ain't the hoes you're dealing with. It's you, sir, ma'am, whatever. They want to come in, okay? All right, this person don't need to be with you yet. They need to stand their North Node. They need to enjoy it there. They need to appreciate it there, and they need to appreciate themselves, okay? At least this person get into another relationship where they're asking for somebody to fill a void for them. But the fact that they're deciding to change is absolutely a blessing. I feel like this is what you've always wanted for this person, even if it wasn't with you. That's beautiful. Ace of Pentacles, new beginning energy, okay? Clarify. Yeah, new beginning. Somebody could have lost their job or something like that. This person could really be going through it, because there's some type of deliberation here as far as money. So if they're divorcing somebody, this could be a very stressful. This is a good lesson, though. It's difficult with the 5 of Pentacles. They might lose everything. But I feel like they know that it's worth the torture. Somebody can't be who everybody's expecting for them to be anymore. And that's good. That's good. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, you're inspiring this person. Okay. Deja vu, second chance. Are you going to give this person a second chance? Well, you know, you've healed. I feel like you're just moving right along. I feel like you're going with the flow, you know. You're not going against the tide. Yeah, you're going with the flow. You're healing. You healed. Yeah. But at the same time, you're setting boundaries. Queen of Swords is no joke, okay? Swords always represents mental conversation, stating the obvious, setting boundaries, Aquarius energy, Libra energy, balance, Gemini energy, very communicative energy. This is like saying, hey, these are my boundaries. Listen, I've healed. I'm not the same. And this is my boundary. Okay? This also represents being single and self-sufficient. Yeah, not in dire straits, not in desperate need of a partnership or just any partnership. But this means there are ramifications and repercussions. You respect yourself, so you're protecting yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. Yeah, it's healthy. Somebody knows that. Yeah, the Lovers. And I feel like somebody admires that. Even though they wish it wasn't like this, they admire it. Somebody's still learning from you, which is great. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, I feel like you just are emotionally in control. Queen of Cups energy. Queen of Cups energy represents, you know, self-love, self-care, self-reflection. It's the Queen to the King of Cups. This is all about self-love. That's the whole message here. The reason you met this person, the reason y'all were in a relationship, the reason you encountered this person. Again, this could be a friend, family members, whatever. I feel like it's a combination of all of the above. Whatever the reason, it goes back to North Node energy. North Node is self-love energy. Once you align yourself with self-love, like really have that real relationship, it has to start being honest, you know, and true, which is really hard for this person with the 10 of Wands and Death. Especially if you've been lying to yourself for a really long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm happy. Okay. You know, what makes you happy? Well, I got a good job and I got a good this. Okay, those are things that you do. What about you? Right? It's really difficult when you believe the lie or wanted to believe the lie. Or you lied so much that you did believe the lie and you made it real. And now that you have to pull back the layers and see who you are and go into this self-love energy, it can absolutely be a task. But it's a task worth taking. Okay, away from all these toxic tendencies, getting away from toxic tendencies. Yeah, somebody's thinking about you. Yeah, they're thinking about the past. Look at that, 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups represents the past, soulmate contract. Somebody that, somebody could be thinking woulda, coulda, shoulda, But what they don't realize, there are no woulda, coulda, shouldas. The woulda, coulda, shouldas didn't happen. That is the worst thing that anybody can do, in my opinion, in my experience, is to tell themselves, I woulda, coulda, shoulda, I wish I would have done this, this, this. And well, you didn't. Let's deal in reality. What did you do? You did this. Okay. Now you can rewrite the script in order to keep your mind in a certain high frequency, right? Yeah, that kind of went over somebody's head, but that's okay. Somebody caught it and somebody left it, laid it down for somebody else to take. Listen, okay? You can rewrite the script, but you have to first remember what actually happened first. Before we rewrite this story, before we rewrite your childhood, before we rewrite what you've done, let's first deal with the truth. Okay, you did what? Okay, that's the truth. Okay, now, so let's rewrite that. Let's discuss only you, not anybody else. How could you have done something differently? This is how you rewrite your story. Not ignoring the fact that these things actually took place. These are real events, right? Impacting. They molded and shaped you in a way that, it affected your relationships. Okay. It's the truth. And somebody's having to take accountability. And they're going to have to cut ties with all these people in their ears. Somebody's always in somebody's ear. Well, if I was you. But their life ain't a reflection of nothing. Don't take advice from somebody more screwed up than you. Well, if I was you. Well, you're not me, People's opinions are to be considered. It doesn't make it law unless you want to make it law. Okay? At the end of the day, you got to make your own decision. What's the message? Self-love. Anybody coming towards you, they have this self-love energy, and this is why you're attracted. You love the way people love themselves, and they love the way you love yourself, and you're not stuck in a tiny space of toxic insecurities and wounds from the past and all kind of whatever, right? Okay, well, we got into it. So I love y'all, okay? Shout out to all the people again. Did I say that? In the beginning I did. Who bought the sage? Y'all are so sweet. I'm going to burn this one at some point. But these come in a bundle, y'all, okay? I tag it down below. It is in my store. So shout out to the people that are saging and feeling good. I love y'all. Thank you for the beautiful love donations. All information is down below. I am currently closed right now for personal readings. But these readings that come out in the public eye hopefully will help you. Just bring truth and clarity. I really do hope that for you. And what else? Oh, if you've not joined the memberships, I highly recommend that you do. It's 23 cents a day, a whopping 23 to 29 cents a day. At the highest level, $1.55. Okay, I recommend that. Those are exclusive readings, y'all, that will never go public. They're timeless readings. Okay, at the highest level, we get into psychology and spirituality and connecting the dots and breaking generational curses and childhood wounds. And yeah, we alchemize at that level, okay? Taking all the grit in the shadows and seeing what it is that we need to see to the capacity that we need to see it. And for that, we are grateful. Is there anything else? I guess that's it. I love y'all, okay? I will absolutely see you in the next video. Until then, peace be with you.